Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. In this video, I'm going to show you some books that sell every single time. There is a very hungry fan base of these books. You will definitely want to pay attention. If you see these in the wild for a good deal, you'll want to pick them up because you can definitely sell them every single time. Hopefully you guys are excited. Here we go. From time to time, I like to have the hobby fund itself. So when I pick up a comic book collection, I want to sift through there to see what books I could potentially sell or trade so that the hobby will fund itself. These books essentially will pay for the collection that I picked up. Recently, I bought a collection. It had certain books that I like, I have a high respect for. I understand the value of these and the importance of these, yet I don't necessarily collect them. I don't really have the room for them, or they don't really fit into the collection that I want to have for my personal collection. But these are books that always sell, and every time I've sold them, there's been hot competition trying to buy these books. And then when you look at eBay sold prices and eBay sold listings, there's a ton of them all the time for these specific books. I'm going to show these to you. You can always use these books to trade or to sell to get books that you want in your collection. That's kind of my plan for these. Don't know when I'll be getting rid of them. I may bring them to a local mall show this weekend to see if anyone's interested in trading all of these for maybe one or two books. But I think these have value, and they certainly do when I'm looking at sold prices on eBay. The first book up is Marvel Special Edition number 2. This is The Empire Strikes Back. It's a special collector's edition. The Star Wars saga continues. Fantastic cover of this. I really like the cover. Now, I always thought that this was the first appearance of Yoda, and I believe has that story in it, but this isn't technically the first appearance of Yoda. I believe that that is in a smaller version of this book. I'm not really sure, but when you look at Key Collector, it's not this one, even though this has Yoda in it, and it is The Empire Strikes Back. This book has sold multiple times. So this is probably in the very good to very good plus range. It does have a store sticker on it, which I think is really cool. It presents really nicely. I put them in these life-size magazine bags and boards. And either way, this is a great book. This has sold, like I said, several times. Very recently, multiple sales of this book, anywhere from $25 to $35. So that's what I would value this one at, somewhere in that $25 to $35, most likely $25 in this condition. So yeah, that's the first book, The Empire Strikes Back, and they're all this Treasury edition size. You'll definitely want to stick around to see the last couple of these. They're really cool. This next one is Batman Limited Collector's Edition, and the number is C44 from 1976. Now this one has a small spine split down here. It's got needs some cleaning. It's got some cover rub and just kind of crummy. Now this book sells, anywhere from $20 to $50. Some of the lower grade condition books sell around $10, $11. This one I would say is in good plus condition or good to very good condition. So about that 2.5 to 3.0. And I would call this about a $5 to $8 book in this condition, but it's very cool for 1976. Really like that. There's 3 Batman and Robin pinups in this, which I think is really cool. The next book up is Marvel Treasury Edition number 18, The Astonishing Spider-Man. Really great cover here. I love the cover because you've got some X-Men, you've got Iron Fist, you've got Ghost Rider on this side, you've got Werewolf by Night down here. Now this one does have a cutout here on my book, so I would call this a good to good plus just because of that cutout, and it's on the front cover too. This book has sold about 7 or 8 times in a month, so this is a very popular book. I would call this about $8, $5 to $8 copy, where most copies are $25. So this is a really neat book. Once again, this is under $10 copy based on the fact that there is that cutout there, but look at that cover. That is really cool with all of the heroes on it. So yeah, that is another great Marvel Treasury Edition, number 18. And this one is from 1978. This next one is Marvel Treasury Edition, number 27 from 1980. Really great Spider-Man and Hulk cover. This one is a little bit low grade condition because of that. There's a really roughed up corner up here, and it just looks like it had been, ripped up a little bit, probably stacked on other books, snagged, caught on something, but the rest of it looks really nice. I would still call this one about the good, very good condition because of that, and being that a lot of the damage on the front. Other than that, it would be much, much higher. Now, this book has also sold 4 to 5 times in the last month. Prices are anywhere from $10 to $25, just based on condition. These are very condition sensitive books for 1980. They've got some X-Men in here. They've got Hulk. They've got Spider-Man. Obviously, they've got Avengers and Inhumans and more. So this book really does have it all. It's very popular. Love having this one. Yeah, it is pretty darn cool, pretty valuable. Like I said, these are all pretty awesome. I've got 3 more, and I think you'll like to see these last 3. This one is Marvel Treasury Edition number 25. Now, this one is in pretty nice condition, very fine to very fine plus, maybe 8.0 to 8.5 condition. It's very nice. It's another nice thing about Treasury editions is you don't have to worry about grading them to sell them. You can just sell them in the condition that they're in. You know, obviously looking at the front and back covers. Really great Al Milgrom cover. This is from 1980, and there have been really strong sales. Again, about 5 to 6 copies have sold in the last month, so it sells regularly around the $35 to $60 price range. Now, I would say that this one would be closer to that $50 range, you know, $45, $50. It's not as nice as the $60 one, but it's definitely nicer than the $35 ones. So I would say in the $40 range for this book. How awesome is that? You've got Spider-Man and Hulk at the Winter Olympics. That is a really cool cover, really cool concept. This one would probably sell better even if it was wintertime and if there was the Olympics going on. When it comes to Treasury editions, there's really a few that you want that would be like the pinnacle of the Treasury edition market. Now, I won't call these grails because I don't think any Treasury edition is a grail comic book. These are pretty easily accessible. They're always available. Even if you really want it and it's one of your favorite comic books, I wouldn't necessarily call it a grail because grails should typically be unachievable. Grails should be a stretch, a huge stretch for you. And so I don't think these are a stretch. And I don't think there's one other one that I don't have. I think that's achievable. Set your goals higher if you want to call it a grail. I would call these pinnacles of this Treasury edition style of books. This one is pretty great. It's probably one of the most sought after. Marvel Treasury Edition number 1, The Spectacular Spider-Man. First of all, it's a great John Romita cover. So John Romita Sr. cover. It is very iconic. If you were talking about Treasury editions, there are maybe 2, 3 that are iconic. This is one of them. And there is some sort of rumor that some of these were signed. I check every single one that I have, and none of the ones I've ever owned have been signed. Now, there's one on eBay that is signed, and I think they're asking $4,000, which is a little bit insane. So some of these did come signed. Like, I guess they printed them, and maybe John Romita or Stan Lee or somebody signed them on the inside cover. Either way, really cool. So if you ever see these, check on the inside. You never know if it's a signed copy. This one I would call fine plus to fine, very fine. So in that 6.5 to 7.0 range. Now, these ones sell anywhere from, $50 to $100. A fine, very fine, so in that 6.5 to 7.0 just sold on eBay on March 30th for $93. That's really exciting. Really great, strong sale for this book. And it just goes to show these Marvel Treasury editions sell, and they sell quickly. Now, there are a bunch on eBay right now. They're available if you want these for your collection. There's plenty available. I'd find the right copy for you because in nicer condition, they're more desirable. They're nicer to look at, and you don't really want to spend a lot of money on a ratty copy. This is a very cool book, and it does have 50 cents written on the cover right here. At some point, somebody discounted it from $1.50 to 50 cents. Really neat. Just definitely iconic cover for Marvel Treasury Edition number 1. This last one is the first time I have ever owned this book, and this is DC Marvel Superman vs. the Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and this is from 1976. Like I said, it's the first time I've ever owned this book. This is in that fine to fine plus 6.0 to 6.5 grade range, and this one sells extremely well. Lower grade copies sell for $75. Copies in this condition or a little bit higher sell for $230. There's a couple sales, $260, $240. Just last month, there were probably 7 or 8 sales for this book. It is iconic. It's probably hot right now because there's some, they're teasing some crossovers in the comics of Marvel and DC. So this is one that I'm really excited to own. This is one that I would want to keep the most, but it probably holds the most value. So if I'm looking to trade all of these for maybe one book at the mall con that's coming up, I may need to put this one in there because it contains the most value. I really think this is a great cover. Also, one of those very iconic covers. Now, I think the most iconic is the Muhammad Ali and Superman cover. That one is the most iconic and probably most sought after Treasury edition, but I think this one's a close second, and then that Marvel Treasury edition number one, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I think those are the top three when it comes to the Treasury edition books. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscription button, hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. If you guys could give a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. See you, bye.